Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. 12:45. The great Dante Nero's here. The toughest comedian I've ever met. This is one of those guys, like, I don't care. There's no guest I would apologize to. I would, if I aggravated Dante, I would apologize to him very kindly outside. So, now, how long have you been straight? So, I mean, like, you know, without any illegal activity?
What's funny is
keep in mind it's 12:46.
I started working out right. I got a job with the phone company.
Great.
I was working with the phone company in '94. So I was doing all of that and holding down the day job as a union delegate at the same time.
Now, did you know, because I come from a little thing where, you know, I was in a couple of unions.
Right.
They may tell you to show up and have a job and stuff like that.
A little no-show.
I worked at the port in Newark for 2 years. I swear to you, I worked at the port for 2 years. I was 20 years old. And I'm not going to give away anything else because I don't know anything else. I didn't see any illegal activity. Maybe a couple of guys sold me a shirt once in a while. A couple of guys had pizzas and taking bets. I don't know. Port in Newark on the orange juice plant for 2 years. I walked down there. I said 3 words. Jimmy sent me. I was on the books for 2 years.
Wow.
I didn't fill out a form.
Yeah.
I didn't fill out a form. I said Jimmy sent me.
Wow.
And the name wasn't Jimmy. So did you get that delegate job through that connection?
I actually got elected through it. I took the job, took the test, because one of the chicks that I was managing.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
She told me that they were giving this test, and I wanted to get dental benefits.
How did she know?
She had a cousin who worked for the phone company.
Okay.
And I took the test to get the dental. So
you wanted benefits.
Yeah.
See, dude, you really are. I really have a lot of. You're a great American. You're the reason we fought the Revolutionary War. You probably didn't come from much, right? I'm going to say you didn't come from a lot of money, right?
No, my pops was he worked for the Parks Department.
Okay, right. So you grew up not a bunch of money. I mean, I'm similar.
And my mom never worked.
My father, didn't make any money, and he left me with nothing. But you know, it's like you can't bitch about life.
Right.
John is, of course, a millionaire kid, but
silver spoon.
He's a rich kid.
No.
Rich kid. So is Dan and the girls.
My dad sold cars, and my mom was a teacher.
I know. Well, you had the teacher benefit. You were just a wuss.
We did have good, health
His mom was a
insurance.
teacher. What a wuss. Health insurance.
Well, you needed to get dental because you were missing teeth.
Yeah, I was fighting.
But most people would just get lazy. They would get lazy and go, I'm just going to have no teeth.
I always had to do something. I always wanted to do something.
Yeah,
and I was promoting comedy. Like, I was doing the strip shows, I was promoting strip shows, and I had like Mike Epps and Tracy Morgan and those guys opening the shows for the strip shows.
So Tracy and Mike used to do those hardcore shows.
Yeah, I know. I remember when he used to come down to my spots to do spots for Pampers.
Dante, we're gonna be in show business.
I'm getting somebody pregnant.
You saw Tracy when he was hardcore
with the propeller beanie and everything. Yeah, he was off the hook.
Yo, Dante, man, we're gonna get dental.
He was off the hook.
And Epps, man, that guy's a great comedian.
He was nuts.
Man.
Him and Brewer too.
Yeah. So they work for you?
Well, I used to hire those guys to come down and do stuff, and I was promoting parties, strip shows, and hustling, and I was a full service.
You are not a lazy guy, man.
No, I mean I had a ball, man. I can't.
Man, I say, you got a great set of teeth. Right?
Thank you, thank you, pretty good.
You did a nice job.
But that kind of like afterwards, and then going to a blue collar job, and you watch a guy who works every day,
right?
And you got a guy that works and dedicates his life to his family. And then these guys are begging for sex, and they're asking for permission, and they can't do this. And I go, are you kidding?
You got to teach them something.
You have. Somebody has to.
Yeah, but don't you think you're just naturally a tough guy? Some guys can't do that. So you just have it. You got away with broad.
You know what?
You're probably getting laid constantly too, right? I mean,
I do really well.
I'm sure, but even back then it must have been insane.
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy. I would wake up in
OJ numbers.
I would wake up in a different borough with a brick on my car, like some, the guys from the projects would throw a brick through my car window. Right. But I would wake up in a different borough, and
that would happen to me too, but never abroad. It was always with some bad coke and a guy who said he could give me a ride home. All right, Dante Nero, one of my favorite Americans, Dante Nero. We're gonna. What's the name of the podcast? We're gonna.
It's called the Beige Phillips Show.
The Beige Phillips.
Beige Phillips Show.
Beige Phillips Show. Look for that. We'll come back with a few more minutes with Dante after these words. Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Sitting here with Dante Nero, a real funny comic who has his own podcast called the
Beige Phillips show.
Beige Phillips show, and it just gets more and more interesting with this guy. He fenced in college.
Yeah, I got a
And you-
2-year scholarship
No.
on fencing.
2 years.
Well, when did you start
Scholarship for
fencing to get a scholarship?
Well, I did it on
At the strip club, you just go, hey, listen, while you girls are turning tricks, I'm going to fence for a while. Where do you learn how to
Different
fence?
kind of fencing
Yeah,
going
exactly.
on.
I learned at Department of Parks and Recreation, Tompkins Park.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a guy who was teaching.
On the Lower East Side here?
No, in Brooklyn.
Oh,
on
Tompkins Square, I'm
Yeah,
thinking of
Tompkins Park in Bed-Stuy. And there was a guy that was teaching inner city kids how to fence. And I qualified for Junior Olympics. I got a bronze in the Junior Olympics, and I got ended up with a scholarship.
That's unbelievable. You know, first of all, it's hilarious. If you walk through Bed-Stuy and you look at some of the kids running around Bed-Stuy, the last thing you'd think is, okay, let me teach these kids how to fence. We got to get some like, where'd you get swords from?
Need to
Like,
get weapons in these
you need a
kids' hands.
sword, yeah. Like you need a sword.
yeah, you got it.
Like I trying to get basketball. I got a couple of hoops and a net. Guys, we need a sword and
a mask.
a mask and a shirt that doesn't let the sword go in.
Armor
amazing.
and swords
Yeah, well,
for the kids.
good for you, dude. That's fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
And then you switched to football because
Yeah,
someone
but-
probably said, "Wait a second, why are you fencing
Yeah,
and not playing football?"
Yeah, I was a pretty big dude. I was pumping iron and I was doing martial arts. I played a little rugby too. Played a little rugby in college too.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with what you haven't done. Honestly, if you ran for president of Maryland, I'd vote for you.
Yeah.
Why would I vote for like a guy who's like grows up rich and like dad pays for a campaign? Like, you should be mayor.
You know, it's like I was saying with the whole working the blue collar job, working with a phone company, and you see these dudes, and they just are totally like, we understand how to get a woman, we don't get it. We don't understand how to keep them.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
I'm bad at that. I'm trying to keep one right now. She's a sweetheart. It's hard.
But you know,
Because I'm a jerk. Because I'm an a-hole.
but that's probably why she stays with you.
You think so?
Yeah, because a woman doesn't want you to like her more than she likes herself.
Yeah, but this girl can literally. She can she's put an ad in the paper going, if you're not an a-hole, call me. You know, that's the only criteria. Like, and I mean, I don't know.
But being an a-hole kind of makes you more attractive because it means that you're not subjugating your personality.
Well, look at me. I gotta do something. Look at me. You fenced. I became an a-hole. Dante Nero, thanks, buddy. We gotta
Thanks for having me,
go. Say it again. Bougie.
Beige Phillips Show.
Beige Phillips Show.
Beige Phillips Show.
Jessime Peluso. Great job, David Wells, Taylor Williamson, Dante Nero, Artie Lange.
Thanks for having me, Artie.
See you tomorrow.
Appreciate
You're the best, Dante. Come back.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.